Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my God. Well, welcome back.
We're alive.
We're alive.
Unlike a lot of people, rest in peace. God, this week was insane.
Goodness. Yes. You are listening to the Richie Rich and Western Show. We're coming to you live from West Hollywood, talking about today's trending topics and asking our sex question of the week.
Which is very, very hilarious this week. And I've learned quite a few things about my coworkers today because I asked them all
Really? Ooh.
our sex question of the week. And they were all very open and honest about this.
You know what's interesting is this one actually got the most response that we've ever had to any sex question. And the taboo topic of the week is public masturbation. Now we asked, we'll get to this, but I'll just say we asked on Twitter and we had a pretty big response on Twitter.
Immediately.
Chain.
Within like 20 minutes.
More votes than I've ever had on a Twitter poll question ever. So yeah, we'll get to that for sure, but we'll save that as we do for the icing on the cake.
Yes, the climax.
And we will be talking this week about, everyone who passed away this week. Chyna, Prince, Doris Roberts. We'll be talking about each one of them and giving them a little farewell. We'll be talking about the BuzzFeed apologies video, questions video, which they apologized for. I've had half a glass of wine and I'm already...
He's already lit, people. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a good one tonight. We're talking about the new $20 bill. And we're also talking about 420 / Bob Marley / blackface question.
Yes. God. More eye rolling from my
I'm going to put a question mark on that one because I feel like people are divided enough where I can't just... we have a Kesha update.
Yes.
Yeah, a good Kesha update.
Yes.
Well, we love Kesha. We've been following her for a while. So, and then, of course, we'll have to talk about lemonade.
Okay. All right.
I can tell you really want to talk about it.
I absolutely
Everyone
do.
else is. It's literally the only thing I've been seeing on Twitter for the last couple hours. But I haven't had time to...
Me either. We have lives.
So we won't talk about that too much, but we'll talk about people reacting to it.
We definitely will next week when we've had time to actually review it.
Yes. Now, before we get to all of that, we have a few shout-outs that we want to do this week. Do you want to take the lead on shout-outs?
Yes. I got a like and a follow on Twitter from Manika. That's Manika. Hope you're listening, girl. Hi.
Yes. Thank you, Manika. We appreciate it. We love the retweets, the love, all that stuff. So, and if you are a fan of Manika, you know her from TLC's Global Beauty Masters.
She also has a single called How Can I Love on iTunes. So go ahead and download that.
Okay. And then make sure once you're on iTunes, you click over to the podcast
and
subscribe
then go to Rich and Westford and then click
because we don't know how you got here, but if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. So we want to thank her so much. I also want to give a shout out to my friend Ben, who listens to the show on the regular and is just a really fun guy. And we've actually been talking about, we love horror movies and talk about doing like a horror podcast. So
stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that. Well, it's nowhere near October yet, but
who cares?
Yeah, well, we could do a countdown. We could do a special episode countdown. So definitely shout out to Ben. Thanks for listening. I'm going to give a shout out to Anne for listening and telling all of her friends. She was a guest a few episodes ago, and she's just continues to...
She's adorable. I love her.
Yeah, she's just so sweet. And I want to give a shout out to Donnie and Josh on Twitter, who were both... commenting on the sex question.
They were definitely going in. I was cracking up on my lunch break today following your Twitter today.
So now before we get to the topics then, I'm going to, as I promised, read all of the 5-star reviews that we've gotten so far.
Yay!
On iTunes.
We read them no matter what.
I know, and I can't stress enough how difficult it is to leave a review on iTunes.
Yes. If you've ever watched Legends of the Hidden Temple, it's like that.
It's kind of like that. But also how awesome it is that people actually are commenting. Now, the first one here is funny show, funny guys, 5 stars. it is someone named Westerferopolis. I don't know who that could be, but they might have just been testing to see if the reviews show up. This show says, oh, best show ever. So fun, witty, charming, and delightful. It's like hanging out with your best girlfriends.
Aww.
We have another one from Moscow Mule who says, awesome podcast. This podcast is not only intelligent, it's funny, lewd, and suggestively salacious.
That's hot.
Job well done. 5 stars. And another one from Amaze Craze who says, I love their podcast.
Aww.
5 stars.
Well, people like us.
So, yeah, that's pretty great.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So if you continue to write a review for us on iTunes, which again you have to do by searching the show, clicking on the show, clicking on write a review,
Signing in blood, giving away your firstborn.
signing into iTunes, forget about it. If
Casting a spell and doing 3
yeah,
backflips.
If you actually do all that shit and give us a 5-star review, we'll read whatever you write.
Whatever.
So maybe you're promoting your own podcast. I don't give a shit.
Feel free.
Feel free. All right, so now we're getting on to today's trending topics, and we have to start with something kind of like
let's
really
start
sad
on the downslope and then we'll get up.
Jesus,
literally.
All right. Well, let's go from youngest to oldest because I actually have a fun story about the last one.
Perfect.
This is a nice farewell. So we'll talk about at 46, former wrestler Chyna.
Ugh.
I don't even know what happened there. I know she's
I
had
don't
some
know.
troubles in the past.
She's had some
but-
demons.
yeah.
Damn, so fucking young. I remember growing up
it's
watching
really
wrestling and seeing her and like kind of growing up with her on my television screen, and it's just so random.
Yeah.
Like just out of nowhere. I don't know.
Yeah, someone who you definitely, like you said, kind of grow up with, and is part of the pop culture that you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to have them pass away at so young, I mean, just
Extremely. Yeah.
So that's very, very sad, and our hearts go out to Chyna's family and all of her fans. It leads us to the next. At 57, Prince.
Purple Rain, Purple Rain.
And same thing. Well, Chyna was a really huge surprise. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Prince, I did happen to hear, for whatever reason, last week or something.
Yeah,
his plane had to have an emergency landing, and he went to the hospital.
Yeah, he was sick, but then put on a show to tell everyone he was okay. And yeah, I don't know. There were rumors about an overdose with that one as well, which
I find that very hard to believe.
yeah, I mean, he was very clean. And by the way, overdose does not mean recreational drugs.
No, that could have been maybe a prescribed drug.
Exactly.
Accident.
It could have been a mixture of 2 drugs that just did not mix well with him, and he was sick at the time, and things can happen. And they do happen. I don't believe.
I find it hard to believe it would be an illicit drug.
Exactly. No, I think if anything, it was because he was sick and was taking something that maybe did not agree with him. That seems more feasible to me than he was secretly using all these years, because he lived a very, very apparently clean lifestyle.
Well, it's very religious.
Yeah.
And if you're so Richie, you obviously grew up with Prince.
Yes.
Were you someone who also followed what Prince had to say as an artist, as a human being? Like, did you watch his interviews? Did you read some things he wrote?
Here and there, mostly just about the music, not necessarily when he.
Well, it was all kind of interrelated.
Yeah,
but
like when he stopped doing all of his old music and all that stuff, I kind of fell off as far as that aspect of it. But I was just kind of watching the whole, interview things whenever he would have an album drop and whatnot. And he always seemed very, very insightful and very, very involved in his art, which I thought was amazing, and which is very rare.
Well, it is. I mean, the thing about him is, and I would really encourage anyone to maybe YouTube some of the Travis Smiley interviews that he's done, where he is talking about his music, but he's also really going off on a larger scale about all these other topics. And if you don't know who Travis Smiley is, look it up on YouTube.
Google.
He's should be aware. But find these interviews, listen to them. He is a fascinating individual, and just some of the things that some of the things that he did in private, now that are actually coming out, he's made some donations to schools and places where he said, I don't want anyone to know, but here's the money that...
And that's awesome.
That's really
I
great.
wish more people would do that.
Yeah.
Rather than publicly putting everything out there all the time. Just give.
And he also was really, really into the artist creative control of not only owning the songs that they created, but Prince, like, this is another level of shit. Like, Prince played pretty much every instrument that you could name.
Oh, yeah, he was immensely talented.
When he recorded a song, he would go in, play the drums, lay down the drums. Then he would play the track of the drums while he played the guitar. Go back and play the guitar. Then he would go. He was one of those that, and very few artists that did that kind of stacking. And layering, and it's all him. It's all him. And his very first record, he wanted complete creative control. And Warner Brothers was like, and they sent the suits down there to watch him record. And halfway through one of the songs, they're like, okay, yeah. He's obviously a genius.
Like, he's doing every single thing by himself, and he knows way more than any of us combined can even fathom.
And he did really, and later in life, get very religious. He was a Jehovah's Witness, and no longer performed the more salacious material that he was known for. But he would still. I saw him at the Forum when he did the.
Oh, did you?
He did there, yes.
I didn't know that.
I saw him there.
I'm sure it was amazing, and I don't even know.
Oh my god, it's amazing! And he did kind of like a medley, like, you know, all those hits, but not necessarily singing.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
The most salacious parts of them. So you got the flavor of it, and then he'll kind of move on to the next
Awesome.
song. But it was also like he saw someone in the audience who was like, "Oh yeah, this is a great musician that I know," and like pulled them up and just started playing.
Wow!
Like he was just jamming.
That's awesome. I love that.
And I also heard that when he did that, I didn't realize this at the time. I guess the Forum was pretty much obsolete and kind of in trouble.
Really?
He initially booked like 12 dates there, and then they all sold out. So he did 21 shows.
Holy shit!
And insisted that the tickets were affordable for everyone, so that people who actually live in Inglewood could go.
Well, that party he just threw like recently was like $10 or something like that. It's
he used to have a club where he would sometimes just show up and play like a 3-hour set.
And heads up, other performance entertainers.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? And this starts to. It's so sad as it is to lose someone like that who's such an amazing musician and humanitarian. And at his home / studio, Paisley Park, people gathered, and it came, like, basically broke out into a spontaneous dance party.
That is amazing, and that's exactly what he would love to have.
How awesome is that? So I thought that was really cool to see. As sad as that was, to actually see all this on Twitter and Instagram and like all these videos of people literally just
huge
like
impact.
Dance party.
Huge impact on so many people. It's insane. And for so long, he's been around forever.
Yeah. Well, it really takes, I think, a special kind of person to inspire.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that. So for anyone who, and I'm more like you, I would say, like, yeah, I did see him at the Forum and stuff like that, but he just released an album recently.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had, what, 58?
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
Exactly.
So definitely, I'm going to be looking into his newer stuff, this last album that came out, and certainly would encourage anyone to do that. And the older stuff, too, because it's really good. And the things that he did with the new Power Generation.
Oh, God, I love Diamonds and
Remember,
Pearls.
like, Cream.
Yes, I've heard that song
Get
Off
today.
Yes.
And shit, yeah.
He was just amazing and extremely funny and shady as well, which I loved.
Yeah.
We talked about Mariah Carey a few weeks ago. Prince definitely gives her run for her money.
No. Yeah, if you're on YouTube looking up the Travis Smiley interviews, definitely look up Prince Best Shade moments.
Yes, it's hilarious.
He could give a roll of the eye.
Yes, his facial expressions without saying one word just gave it all away.
Yes. Well, so as we say goodbye to Prince, we also say goodbye to really a legend of comedy.
Yes.
Doris Roberts, who passed away at 90.
Yes.
Now 90 is a
I mean, yeah, she lived a very,
life.
very long, good life, which is great.
Although the Queen just turned 90 this week as well.
That's true.
The Queen of England. So she's still kicking.
Hey.
But Doris is telling jokes up in heaven.
Yeah, I was shocked she was 90. I had no idea. She looked amazing and was so vibrant and lively whenever you would see her. And you have a story about her, right?
I do. I'm going to pour another glass for the story. This is not a bad...
Oh, I'm lagging right now.
Yeah,
what is
you
wrong with
are.
me
You're
tonight?
behind. I have a whole glass in.
Lordy.
Plus, I had one before you got here. So, this is not a bad story. This is one of those interesting stories, and you're like, okay. And it's kind of like, I guess now I just think it's funny.
Okay.
Because he thought it was funny. So, I'll have to give a shout out to Nick, my boyfriend, because he...
Hey, Nick.
Hey. He is the one who brought me the story, and I know he'd have no problem with me sharing it. So. Too late now. He used to work at Eat Well on Santa Monica, which is kind of a West Hollywood, old school place. And they ended up closing down just because, they were so old school, and, they weren't the Shake Shack, or whatever the fuck that place is. They just opened up where everyone has to go to the new place. Everyone has to go to the new place. And then you get a burger down the street. Anyway. Well, Doris would come in regularly. Maybe once a week, maybe every other week.
Okay.
And she came in with her assistant or whoever it was that, was kind of with her. And she would always order a BLT. Bacon, lettuce,
and tomato.
But whenever she would leave, there would be tomato on the floor.
What?
and it wasn't just one time. It was literally every single time. And I was like, is it like, does it just happen to like?
Did anyone ever watch her while she like?
Or was it kind of like a? You never know. With someone might have a superstition, or someone might have a who knows.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, every single time.
And no one watched her? Like
he didn't have time to just sit there.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that's so interesting. Maybe she put it in her napkin on her lap and then
that could be. Yeah, maybe just because of
I'm fascinated by this now. And damn, now she's gone. We can't even tweet her about it or anything.
I know. So I don't know if it was like an intentional, thing, or it was like a joke, or it just happened to slide off.
That's
every
so
time,
funny.
Or whatever it was. A tomato on the floor.
On the floor.
And that's how you know that Doris had been there. So I think the next time I have a BLT...
She was leaving her mark.
The next time I have a BLT, I will have to
throw tomato on the floor.
I will also pick it up.
We are starting a new tradition.
But I will drop that tomato for you, Doris.
Don't you ever come to my job and
I'll
order BLT.
I'll pick it up. No, so I love stuff like that because it's just like quirky and interesting.
That's so random.
Like, okay, interesting. All right, fun. So yeah, next time I have a BLT, plop that tomato down. All right, so we're gonna move on from the sads.
Yes.
To, I guess, rage.
Yeah.
Because people were really mad. Remember last week when we talked about the BuzzFeed questions video?
God, someone shoot me.
Well, what's interesting is we've talked about these things that get so much controversy. And as of yet, and I'm going to knock on wood here, because as of yet, we have not started any kind of hate train.
No,
we haven't had any haters yet.
I'm
not trying to encourage haters.
Yet.
But we were pretty much like, okay, yeah, this is, people within the Black community asking questions that are maybe some of them stereotypes, but some of them are things that the community really is dealing with and probably should be able to talk about. Yes. And yeah, they were being lighthearted about some of it too and joking about it, which people obviously either didn't get or were offended by or whatever.
Blah, blah, blah.
So BuzzFeed apologized.
Oh, God.
Richie Rich.
Why?
Do you
I know
apologize
people
for
at
anything that we
BuzzFeed.
said last week? Because we
I don't
agreed with the video.
I don't apologize for a goddamn thing. I'm sorry.
I'm mad because this makes us look like assholes.
I'm a grown man, and I reserve the right to change my opinion about things, and my opinion still stands. I have no problem with it. It hit me close to home, and I think that I still say good for them. I would not have apologized for a damn thing.
No.
And I'm sure it was their publicist that was just like, well, we need to do something and release a statement because blah, 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 on Hollywood bullshit. But I don't give a shit. I had no problem with it, and sorry if you were offended. You're probably one of those damn black people bullying other black people. And I'm black and I can say this. And that is why it hit home. Again, I will quote my mother when I say a hit dog will holler.
Yeah. Well, and I think BuzzFeed was just, I don't know. I know it's hard to stand by someone who doesn't stand by their own.
Yeah,
you put something out there.
Exactly. Then and you put time and effort into it.
Right. You could.
It's not like us just downing wine and spouting out.
I think as a supposed news organization, then why don't you go ahead and give those people some time? If there are people who are complaining, then you know what? Let them make a video.
Yeah.
Make a video with the other side of it.
Exactly. And there are a couple on YouTube, and I watched a couple, and I still don't agree with them.
So why not just go there, BuzzFeed? Yeah, you could disagree with that one while you agree with the question one, and you could represent both sides of the argument instead of apologizing for something.
And they're already known for being quirky and kind of controversial, so why even apologize?
If your audience is telling you something, listen to them.
Yes.
And, maybe you
don't agree with what they're saying. Out of nowhere.
But at least, hey, you know what? Make a video out of that. They could have just done a video out of the comments people left.
Yes.
That would have been, oh my God.
That actually would have been amazing.
BuzzFeed. You really fucked up on this
Dropped the ball.
You dropped the ball. You totally dropped the ball. Equally controversial, I guess, for some reason, is the replacement of the $20 bill. They're putting Harriet Tubman and replacing Andrew Jackson. Although
I wish you guys could see every time we mention something about race.
I know.
My eyes just roll in the back of my brain so I can see.
And I'm like, literally, I feel like I'm always like on, walking on like super thin ice. Because just let the white boy say something stupid. But
that's why I'm here, damn it, to say fuck everyone.
Yeah. So this came out this week, and I'm just kind of lumping all these together in like what I've titled racist shit on my notes. So
appropriate.
Harriet Tubman is someone who freed so many people and led them to salvation, and they're replacing Andrew Jackson on the front of the $20 bill.
Yes.
Andrew Jackson, by the way, had slaves.
Yes. As did damn near everyone on our fucking U.S. currency.
But they're putting him on the back.
Yeah, that's a lot, but I don't know. But I mean, honestly, I can't even really tell you what's in the back of most money.
The pyramid? I don't
know. I just see. So I mean, I guess
the pyramid. I do feel it's a little odd to have someone like Harriet immortalized on the front of this $20 bill, while on the back side
is a slave owner.
Is someone who although it is the perfect dichotomy for our country, but people are obviously upset about this.
Yes.
No, I haven't heard anyone who is upset about the choice.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I
mean, I'm sure that there are out there, but as far as what I've seen,
well, I mean, it's not Halle Berry.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen. The one thing I have seen in the news is there are some less and some more flattering photos where I feel like I've seen a little more of the rustic, unflattering side. Where I don't know if that's bait to get people riled up, rather than show flattery.
Yeah, have they actually decided on a picture or
on that yet.
I'm
sure they won't.
Everyone's just kind of running with whatever was first printed. I'm sure
as being Kitty
is going ham right now.
Cat, yes. She's
wanting attention.
She wants attention
and airtime right now.
Yeah, she wants some airtime. So, but I have seen people who are upset, of course, that they're putting, a black woman on the...
Yeah,
because I love to read comments.
Are people ever going to just get
Do you know what the best comments are? It's like CBS News and what's the other one that just slays me? Because there are just so many either ignorant people or people saying ignorant things that, whether they're trying to be funny or I don't know, but God, it destroys me.
You're right,
It
CBS,
really does.
yeah, I don't know what crowd CBS News attracts, but yeah, I even had some random comments on my news story last year, which I thought I shouldn't have read it. And my friend went crazy and told me not to read them, and that was me being a curious cat, and I did. And I was like,
Like, what?
Who gave birth to you idiots? Like, what is this? I don't know.
And I don't know if they're, like I said, people are just saying shit to be stupid, or that's how they really believe.
If there are a lot of 12-year-olds with access to computers that say the dumbest shit just for the hell of it.
Absolutely. But it also gives you an idea of...
It paints a spectrum, definitely.
Yeah, people think and whatever, even if they're supposedly trying to be funny. Which leads us to our last peg in the
racist shit category
this week, which is the 420 Bob Marley Snapchat filter.
And that was the sound of my eyes rolling back again.
Do you know what I learned how to do this week? I learned how to put a filter on Snapchat. I didn't know how to do it before.
I had to show my friend the other day. He's like, how the fuck does everyone do these things? I'm like, there's a tutorial. I'm like, you just hold your fucking finger on your face and then it scans it. He's like, oh my God. I'm like,
I never saw a tutorial.
Maybe I saw it when they first started doing it.
Okay.
And there was like a little pop-up thing.
Shout out. I have to give a shout out to Melissa, because Melissa's the one who showed me how to
do your filters.
to do my face filters. So thank you, Melissa, for that. That was definitely an old white lady moment where I'm like, oh my God.
How does this thing work?
I'm a zebra.
What is that, by the way?
That one's the creepiest one.
Yeah, it's really odd. I don't even... Weird. Okay, and what the fuck is that one that all of a sudden the background's pink and, like, I think your eyes may slightly get bigger? I can't figure it out. I don't know. I was like, what is this? I think I've actually taken a video on Snapchat saying, what the fuck is this filter? I don't know what it's used for.
I have no idea. I don't know.
I thought maybe I was missing something because I was black. It's not matching my complexion. And maybe there's some weird added effect. I
missed out on the Bob Marley thing because I didn't know how to do it. And it was 420, so... Okay, so Snapchat decided that it would be funny or cute or whatever to have a Bob Marley filter on 420 because he was known for...
Smoking weed.
Whatever. Yes. He's certainly known for... some other things.
Yes.
As well. And then a lot of people were like, fuck you assholes, this is blackface.
I thought it was a mask. And I mean, while I don't know. I wasn't offended by it. It's not like it was a filter that made your skin tone be brown.
Okay, so Richie Rich, if you and I did face swap, would I be racist for putting on your face because...
Funny story about that. Let me open up my phone right now. To show you how many fucks I don't give.
Face swap all the time.
Like, speaking of face swap, let's just go ahead and look at my story.
Yeah.
And go to this morning.
So
look, it's me and my coworker. I look like an albino. But
I love your hair.
Is long and blonde. I got some extensions in.
Yes. That's amazing.
She's white, I'm black, and we thought it was hilarious.
I thought people were doing this all the time.
And God, it's not like someone's
that
like...
was the genius of face swap.
Exactly.
Was that you could, I mean, whether it's your best friend or your dog, or I saw someone who did it with their friend's boob.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of the genius behind this face swap thing, was like, suddenly...
It's so fucking sensitive, it drives me crazy.
So anyway...
And I'm all one for being pro-black, because I am, but everyone needs to calm the fuck down about everything. Everything's not that big of a situation.
Well, his estate approved it, although, they've approved a lot of things.
You won't.
They need money, so...
Exactly.
But his estate approved it, and again, I agree with you, it's more like a mask. Beyonce and President Obama are on the face swap app.
Yeah.
Anyone could be President Obama. Anyone could be Beyonce. I don't feel. I feel like I swapped faces with like Calvin Harris.
Yeah.
I make an unattractive Calvin Harris.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys have very similar like
I don't know.
facial
It's
like
weird.
features though.
You
I
don't look
wouldn't.
good switched face.
Really?
No.
That surprises me.
And I was doing it with his original face. Oh, just kidding.
I'm gonna sip to that. Cheers for that one.
Anyway.
God, I hate you sometimes.
I thought the whole face swapping or masking or whatever thing was pretty acceptable, and some people were really upset about that, which I could see being more upset about only attributing him to the marijuana, whereas like was Snoop Dogg not available?
Right.
or could they just not have done one where there was like a bunch of smoke in the background and you had a joint in your mouth or something? You know what I mean? Like, maybe they
that's more of an argument than anything else, I think.
And then I guess they would have gotten in trouble for promoting drugs.
Oh, fucking well. It's legal damn near everywhere.
So...
Again, everyone fucking grab the stick out of your ass and
But
stop being so fucking offended by everything in life.
It
Have some fun.
Seemed like it was in the best possible taste, but
it's
also
Snapchat. There's also like a drag queen filter on there. Are they transphobic and dragphobic because of that? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, are they promoting bestiality because you can make yourself into a zebra or a panda or a dog?
Yeah. And I feel like the one thing I did like about that was that Snapchat didn't really apologize for it.
Good.
They were
shouldn't.
kind of like,
Snapchat is for fun.
They were like,
not...
we have a really diverse group of people at Snapchat and blah, blah, blah. Like, they didn't really apologize.
Good. They shouldn't. It's not that big of a damn deal. And people are going to get pissed off about something no matter what.
I would have loved it if they'd been like, look, you guys, we're really big.
Right.
And someone was like, what if we had a Bob Marley filter? And we all died laughing. And then we ordered pizza. Like, that would have been great. But whatever. So they didn't really apologize for it, which I appreciate.
Good.
That.
Yeah, BuzzFeed follow suit.
Yeah, please.
In the future.
Stick by it.
Yeah, if you're going to do something, if it work into something and release it to the public, then prepare for some backlash, obviously. But fucking stick by what you're doing.
If you're wrong, if you do something you actually do feel like
is wrong.
But if you put something out there and you feel like, all right, I'll stand by that. And then you only cave when someone questions your ass.
Oh, God, everyone's so sensitive. It drives me nuts.
Oh, it's like me when I get into a Twitter fight. I just apologize immediately. Like, I was joking. All right, so on to one of our favorite topics. Kesha.
Wine? Oh,
yeah, wine. Oh, that's
I'm right. Like, we have a wine topic?
We were gonna tweet our wine selection this week, which is Bella Sera Pinot Grigio. It was the cheapest one I could find. So.
We're very classy here. letting you guys know. Very classy.
So we'll tweet a pic of that and show you the label. It's not bad for a nice white wine. But if you guys want to tweet us your choice, anything under $10 will do.
Yeah, you know.
So
or send us wine. Feel free.
Yes, or just send us some wine.
We have a GoFundMe account for wine purchases. I'm totally kidding around. However, that's not a bad idea. But
actually, yeah. While we think of that, let's move on to one of our other favorite topics, which is
Kesha. Woo!
Who had she did Pride recently, but she also had returned to the stage at Coachella.
Yes.
Complete with green hair and
of course.
all. And she came up on stage and sang a song called True Colors, but it's not the Cyndi Lauper version.
No.
It was something else.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which I guess I was reading again in the comments, but in a better site, where they were saying that she can actually sing other people's songs as part of their set.
Okay, gotcha.
And maybe get, I don't know if she can get paid for that or if she just doesn't owe money from that. But she can do that. So if she's coming on as someone's part of singing that person's song,
then it's fine. Yeah,
she can get paid for that.
Gotcha.
So yay, Kesha getting paid.
Yay, get your money, girl.
Find that loophole. Okay,
God, can they just let her be already?
Damn.
So annoying.
But that was really good news. I was really happy to.
And she looked happy, was having fun, and yeah, good for her. Good job, girl. We're still by you.
Yeah, 100%. All right, another musical news, which we already sort of like deflated at the beginning of the show. If anyone was listening because they thought we were going to give an insightful moment to Beyonce's Lemonade, sorry.
Then think again. You tuned into the wrong podcast, kids.
This is what's great about popular culture is that even though I've seen a bazillion tweets and everyone on Facebook, like I already seen screen grabs and I kind of have heard, lyrics or whatever that people are picking out, like side hose to the left or whatever, side hose to ashes or whatever the fuck.
God.
Side hose to the left. See what I did there?
You did.
Anyway. It's kind of like that, this used to be my place. If you don't pay attention to it, I've seen it on Twitter and Facebook, but I still actually haven't listened to the song.
I just don't care. I will for research purposes, to talk about it on next week's podcast.
I don't know what's weird. Like, I really used to like Beyonce a lot.
I don't know where okay, so I loved Destiny's Child. And I was all for her, like, I loved Crazy in Love and everything, and I was all for her, and I don't know when it changed, but I just stopped caring. I think she's just not that engaging of a person to me. I like my performers to have a personality outside of their image, and she seems very robotic.
She's taken her music. Like, I actually think musically, she is in a much better place than those first few really things that she... Not that those were bad or whatever, but musically, her lyrics are a little deeper.
And don't get me wrong, if Partition comes on, I'm going to, like, shake my ass.
But maybe I agree with you there, where there's a lot of fanfare for... I can't.
She can put on a show.
I can't tell you a lot about, like, who Beyonce is or what she's.
Yeah, no, and I get artists being private and whatnot, but she's just not even that, like. Because Janet, and again Prince were very private people. You didn't see a lot of them.
So if you were doing like a snatch game on RuPaul's Drag Race, right? And you could choose, like, okay, Britney Spears. Or you can make fun of her because she's from the South. And she's kind of goofy sometimes. She's kind of silly. You could, talk about maybe Jennifer Lopez because she's always like so on point and so beat and so perfect. And you kind of make fun of her perfectionism or always being in control or whatever.
Exactly.
I would have a hard time spoofing
What does Beyonce do? She is very pretty. She puts on a show.
She puts on a great show.
But there's not much. That's exactly my problem. I can't engage with her. I like I don't even want my celebrities to be relatable necessarily. I love Mariah Carey because she's hilarious and so and over the top, and she's very darling and
ridiculous,
just like
she
exactly.
Is.
But like I love that. That's hilarious to me, and that makes me engage with her. There's something about her actual personality.
Yes,
and Beyonce is just. Not to me.
I can agree with you there.
Again, there's gonna be a rest in peace moment for me next week. I'm gonna wake up.
We're both gonna get it.
We're
no,
this
is
gonna be our last.
Some really fun things. Like I know she does. I know she is a fun person. I've seen her do fun things, but I don't get that vibe from her a lot.
Yeah,
I'm not super excited about. Even if someone's kind of a bitch, like Madonna's a open bitch.
Yes, absolutely.
But she accepts it, and I kind of do too.
And then you can respect it. It's like
it's at least like, all right, well, that's your personality.
Yeah,
it might be annoying.
Yes,
but at least you have one.
Exactly.
And I can see where there's a little disconnect there. So it's gonna take me a minute to get into Lemonade, which is funny because remember on April Fools. When we did the April Fool's episode.
And they did that whole Lemonade thing.
They said that
with the press release. What was it? Damn it. Damn, Daniel. No.
Some website did April Fool's.
Yeah, some damn website that did it. Oh, it was breatheheavy.com. That's what it was.
And they called it Lemonade.
By the way, hey guys. Hey, Brendan.
Oh, hey. And they called it Lemonade.
Yes.
And I thought that was part of the joke. And then as it turns out.
That was actually reality.
Wow. So maybe they had some scoop there.
They probably did. They know a ton of fucking people over there. We'll tweet them too. Hey, breatheheavy.com.
Hey. All right. Well, sorry, Beyonce fans. If you're really into this, please tell us what we're missing with the Beyonce phenomenon. I'm not saying
I just don't know where I fell off.
She can sing, she can dance, she can perform. I like her. Her music is fine, whatever.
Her videos really need more production value, but that's just fine. But
I feel like...
But she also does like 30 of them, so I get it.
Yeah.
There's a budget to be spread around.
I don't know. I'm not super excited about it.
Me either.
So, tell us what it is that you love about Beyonce. Or if you don't like Beyonce as well, you can just tell us.
We can all
we
can all pitch in to buy a bomb shelter for when the Beehive comes and finally finds us to kill us.
Oh God!
And moving on to the left is our next topic.
Our next topic. I almost feel like we should have put poor Beyonce in. Who do we hate? Who do we love?
No, I don't want to die this early. I have things to do with my life, Wes.
And I don't hate her. I don't hate
this
her at all.
podcast needs to lift up.
Yeah, I know. I just I don't hate her at all. I'm just not excited. But as far as who do we hate, who do we love, we do this every week.
Yes.
We usually pick someone at the beginning as to who we hate, but I'm going to do a free-for-all this week. So do you have anyone in mind, Richie Rich? Because I already have something.
You can go right on ahead.
I'm going to just let this out there while you think about who you hate this week. I hate when you go to the fucking grocery store.
Is this a who or a what?
This is a what.
Okay,
and
perfect.
These people, where you're like in line for like a long ass fucking line at the grocery store. And then they're like, oh, so-and-so, open up. And then whatever person comes to open up. And somewhere out of fucking nowhere, or like the very end of the line, rushes, like almost runs over children to get in the front of this line. Where it's like, bitch, you were like 5 people back. Like, I really wish they would just tap whoever is most conveniently next to their line and put them in. Because it always creates this idiotic clusterfuck at the line. And I hate that. Most of the time, I just, like, stand there and watch. People, like, try to kill each other.
Video it never done.
I should snap it next time. And then my line usually ends up being lighter anyway, so it doesn't make sense. But I hate that. It bothers me so much.
Oh.
It's just stupid.
I'm sorry, boo.
Yeah. What do you hate this
I don't cook, so I don't have those problems. Just kidding. I don't have grocery lines to stand in. No. Who do I hate? Oh, I know exactly who I hate. I hate straight people who work in gay environments who can't handle being around gay fucking people. Oh. I'm going to go off on a rant right now. I'll make it quick because I think... How are we?
Oh, we're good on time.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Let me just luxuriate in this moment. So,
sit in. Yeah.
If anyone's just tuning in and just listening, I'm a bartender here in West Hollywood at a very, very popular restaurant/bar. And Tuesdays I work, and depending on how busy we are, I'm out of there either at midnight or it could be like 1:30 in the morning. Just depends. I had a very, very good friend of mine come down from out of town, and he invited me out to a gay club called Motherload out here, pending I was off in time. I was cool, went over there. His friend, who will remain nameless, is a go-go dancer there. He is straight, so it's my friend. My friend is very, very cool, very, very chill. He will go anywhere and have a good time. He's not that straight guy. His friend that dances there, I've had very limited interaction with. Seemed like a nice guy, but you can tell it's a little hot-headed. There's a little bit of a tick going on. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Was this Tuesday night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. He's dancing. I say hi to him. Whatever. My friend disappears.
Well, Tuesday night is their most popular night. It really goes off.
Yes.
Which, by the way, shout out to Dirty Birdie.
Yes.
Who I host a club with on Sundays.
Yes.
And that's his club on Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. Always going off. So.
Well, then he knows exactly what I'm talking about then.
We won't name names.
No, especially after I describe this situation. So I'm getting a drink. I'm sober as hell because I just got off of work, waiting for my friend to come see me. And I'm talking to this guy that's happened to approach me, whatever. And I talk to anyone. I'm not the guy that is going to shun you away. If you want to say hi, I'll say hi. I'll have a conversation with you. You could even be my new best friend for all I know. Who knows?
Why not?
I'm not going home with you, but we'll talk. He's talking to me, and then he goes to, I guess, tip this dancer. That is a friend of my friend. And I guess he grabbed him, but I'm sorry, you're fucking muscled out, oiled up, with nothing but a goddamn G-string on, shaking your ass and dick for money. What else do you expect someone to do but fucking grab you? If you can't handle that, you shouldn't be working there. Guess he grabbed him, and I guess he grabbed him again. I don't like being touched, so I get it. However,
you're not on a box.
I'm not in a box, half naked, bouncing my penis around someone's face for $1. I make drinks and get people drunk for that. But he literally lunges off of his go-go box.
Oh my God.
And this guy, mind you, to put this in perspective, this person I'm speaking about, the dancer, is my height and muscle bound. The person that was accosting him was about 5'6", skinny little Latin guy.
Oh God.
Harmless. Completely harmless. You could have, like, flicked him and he probably would have flew into the next club. Hopped off the go-go box and proceeded to punch the fuck out of him.
What? Oh my God. That was the sound of me pouring another wine. Getting into the story. And then... What?
Yes.
Punched him.
I mean, hopped off the box like a fucking wild gorilla. Just socked. I get in the middle, push him over there, because I vaguely know the person. Try to get the guy off. He pushes me out of the way.
Hit him in his face.
Hops, yes, continues to pummel this dude until I snatch him off of him again and pin him up against the wall. I'm like, fucking stop it.
Shit.
He fucking grabbed me. You fucking shouldn't be working here. You're a fucking go-go dancer. That's like a stripper getting pissed off that someone's gonna smack her ass. Let security deal with that if someone's giving you an issue. If you're going that's ridiculous. If you're going to be in somewhere making a profit off of gay people and you are not gay, prepare to deal with the consequences.
That doesn't even matter. It's like if you feel someone is being inappropriate, then there is a way for you to handle that situation exactly like you said.
You're a worker.
Get
There's security for a reason.
Get security. Get whoever to deal with this person if they are bothering you.
Or turn around and dance and face someone else. What are they going to do? Hop on the box and grab you?
Walk away or push their hand away or whatever.
Yes.
But to punch someone in the face is completely inappropriate on every level. Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen with that dancer. I don't care if he's a friend of my friend. I hope he gets terminated. Yeah. That was completely out of line. I don't know what he was on, what he was doing, if he was drunk, if he was whatever. But that is who I hate.
Yikes.
There you go. So, flipping the script, who do we love this week? I love that little short guy. I hope he's okay. It was horrific.
That's terrible.
It was just, and I have a zero policy on violence, especially with straight men against gay men, no matter what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's really cool that you jumped in because I think a lot of people would have tried to stand back or get security. I would be like, I'm calling 911.
I turned into the Hulk with that. I don't like guys being violent against women. I don't like anyone getting violent with anyone, but especially a straight man against a gay man, and especially someone who's so much smaller and harmless than you. Like, fucking grow up.
Unevenly matched.
Exactly. And literally, if he wanted him, if he would have just stood, because he was crouched down talking to the guy, if he would have just stood up, the guy couldn't have even touched him. He was that short. And he's on an elevated box. Yeah,
to smack someone's hand away and say, don't touch me.
That's that. Or I'm going to get you kicked out of here. That's all you need to do. Stand up. All he can do is grab your fucking ankles and calves.
Yeah.
So there you go. So let's go to love because I'm getting heated.
Yeah. Let's get
Let me drink some more wine to cool me down.
Here. Cool down with this Bella Sera. It really is a classy drink, you guys. By the time you get to the bottom of the bottle, that's great.
It feels like $100.
That's really great. That's how I value any wine. It's like by the time you get to the bottom of the bottle,
we'll see how we feel tomorrow morning when we wake up, but hey.
No, I've never actually had like a hangover from wine. So that's what I'm going to have this week is wine. You've had a wine hangover?
I don't drink wine very much except for the show because of that reason. Yeah, and like wine and champagne especially. I get super sleepy, super drained. Oh, wow. And I'll wake up and I'll not really a hangover, I'll just have a really bad headache. Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to eat something.
Yeah. Vodka I can just chug like it's water. But
Ugh. I've had some troubles with vodka lately.
oh.
Twice. It's
Oh yeah, we were talking
sick.
last week about it too.
Like
It's still happening?
throwing up sick. I haven't had vodka since.
Oh, okay, good.
I haven't. I had to we had to take a break.
Oh, it's so,
We
so
had to
sad.
take a break.
It hurts my heart.
Yeah, even though I do love you, vodka as well.
It's all right. It
That's
happens.
why. I don't really have a love this week. That's why I'm stalling. I'm talking
Well, you
about
don't love vodka. We got that.
I definitely don't love
You
vodka.
love wine.
I mean, I don't know. Nothing like... I did love that the whole Prince memorial turned into a dance party. I thought that was fucking awesome.
Yes.
That was like one of those things where it... And you know, it's weird that someone that you... I mean, yeah, I saw him in concert or whatever, and this is not someone that I was like friends with. But that someone's death could really impact you so much. Where really then seeing that dance party break out, I was just so happy.
That's awesome. See, you do have a love.
Yeah. All right. Well,
What do I love this week? I hate everything. Just kidding. I don't. God, it's been a tough week to
been a
love.
hard
With
week.
all this damn death and
been a
shit.
hard week.
I love life.
Yeah.
I love being alive right now. I love Betty White for fucking still hanging in there.
yes.
Lord, if this happens, do not. I will
No.
cry. That
I will not accept
she's the
it.
one celebrity that I literally worry about, like waking up in the morning. I'm like, oh god, is she still okay? Good, she's good. She's good. Betty's good. Okay, we're cool. Yeah, so I love me some Betty White.
All right. We always love Betty White. Well, I love how ridiculous this week's sex topic is, and the fact that it is literally the most responded to question that we've ever had. I did a poll on Twitter, and I find the polls to be very usually it's like 2 people
Yeah.
that answer. This had like a dozen people
In like a 40-minute time period, mind you.
who I said, have you ever masturbated in public? Yes, either openly or hidden, as in like you're in a bush
Yeah.
or whatever. Or no, only in private. 75% said yes.
And the rest are lying.
That's true. All right. Cheers. All right, cheers to that. Because I have actually, there was this really long strip of freeway where you just
Okay.
get really bored.
Mhm.
You're like driving or like whatever. I could probably jerk off.
I could probably jerk off.
So yes. To answer the question, I have done it. But
So Wes is part of the 75%.
yes, I am part of this. No, you can't vote in your own poll on Twitter. Once you
can't?
post the question, you can.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Nope. So I
Oh.
have no say. But our audience did, and Donnie, my friend Donnie on Twitter said,
Not me.
I clicked yes. And I was like, of course,
Of course you
you
would.
did.
This banter was hilarious, by the way. I
But
was
here's what
cracking
led to this question. I said, there's a serial masturbator in our neighborhood. And that's what leads to this question. I was like, wait till you hear the story, which I will tell you in a minute. Donnie was like, oh my God, I moved away, and then we get a serial masturbator in West Hollywood. I'm like, already his number 1 fan. Our friend Josh interrupts. It's like, oh yeah, Donnie, quote unquote, moves away, unquote. And then there's a serial masturbator in West Hollywood. To which Donnie is like, yes, I'm the Carmen Sandiego of jerking off. Where will I be today? Try and catch me. This just led to further, it just went down the rabbit hole.
We're stupid.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, obviously, people have done this, but what led me to ask this question is, let me set this up. Because I was telling you this last week.
Yes, off air.
Yeah. So I think I've mentioned a few times, I'm a celebrity trainer. I work with people on their health and fitness goals. And I also work at a studio where I teach classes to, again, there are some celebrities who come in, but, you know, everyone's welcome, whatever. It's not like a private club. So there are a lot of times where it's just close enough where I usually walk to work or I jog to work or whatever, I guess my steps in. And there's a lot of times where I'm coming home and someone that has taken class will pull over And they'll be like, "Oh my God, thank you, great class," or they'll be like, "Oh my, do you need a ride?" And I'm like, "Nah, I literally live like a few blocks away. Don't worry about it." Well, I was walking home one afternoon, literally broad daylight. I mean, in LA, you cannot get any brighter than like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes.
This car pulls over. It's a nice car. Window rolls down. I'm like, oh, it's obviously someone who's just taking class. I walk over, fully lean into the car, like, hey.
And dun dun dun.
Yeah, it's someone jerking off. Like, fully
gosh.
jerking off. Like, he was hard and jerking off. And, as I happened to notice, did not have any pants on, was sitting on a towel.
This is some plans and preparation right here.
Right? But I also happened to notice he was wearing a tank top, but the tank top was really tight and he was very muscular. And he was wearing sunglasses, but he had really chiseled, defined, like he was...
So he wasn't like some old creeper.
No, and he had a big dick. Like,
Hot,
I was like, you don't need to
guy.
do this. First of all,
He clearly enjoys it.
Second of all, why? Like, is my walk as gay as my talk? Because
I'm gonna sip to that.
Why did he pick me to pull over and do this whole? Jesus Christ! So I obviously like.
Don't you bring Jesus into this?
And he's like, "Oh, don't you want to watch me come?" And I just like, whatever.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
So. Cut to last week, I'm walking to work. This time I'm walking to work. And this car pulls over. I was like, oh my God, I think that's the same car. And this time I cleverly like looked down like towards my pocket and took my phone out. But I looked as I reached my phone. This time he was completely naked.
Well, okay.
100% naked. How does this even happen? Like, do you...
Too many gays in one city. I'm just kidding.
Do you run out to your car naked? Is that part of it? Do you go out to your car and, like, strip?
I'm guessing that's it. Unless he's a private garage. He could just walk out naked, like, from his house and hop into his car.
The questions that I have are not erotic whatsoever. My question
This is the way that Wes's mind works.
I know. I'm
y'all.
like, ooh, he's sitting on a towel and he has no pants on. Okay. And I'm like I'm literally taking in like all these details.
Like, isn't that hot? His leather seats.
Interesting. Okay. Yep, that's about a 9-incher. So, and then I'm just like, yeah, by the way, told the story to my boyfriend. Did not think it was very funny.
Really? I don't know why.
Did not find it amusing. I did not even tell him about the second time though. But this does lead to the question, have you ever masturbated in public? I've already answered, yes, yet I was kind of in the privacy of my own car on a highway.
True.
That's around. But what about you, Richie?
I have. A few times.
Like on your balcony?
Not on my balcony. I forever ago when I had a real job in X-ray, I had a couple of bathroom breaks. Happens. I have in my car before. Mm-hmm. I have outside when I was in high school with like one of my best straight friends, and was that weird watching porn when you're 17 and whatever, and we went outside. He lives like in a cul-de-sac. There were a bunch of trees surrounding this area that you could like. There were trees in front of the sidewalk on one point, so you weren't really seen. Yes, so we sat in 2 chairs and we jacked off together. Yeah,
just like because it was.
I think we were like.
Back then, people couldn't see you.
I mean, I wanted to see it. I thought he was hot.
You both had different.
And then we were like watching porn, and I think he's bisexual now, actually. But anyways, yeah, no, that's what it was. It's been a while since I've been in high school, y'all. But we were talking he was bragging about shooting because we were watching a porn and this guy like shot this giant load, and he was like, "Oh, I can do that," and me being the clever, crafty
You're like, "Oh, really?
I'm like, "Oh no, you can't."
Pixar didn't happen.
Mr. Reverse Psychology over here.
Yeah.
And we watched more porn, and then we went outside, and yeah.
Which I'm sure by him telling you, "Oh, I could do that," was not at all an invitation to maybe watch him do that. Yeah.
I had a good time. I can't.
Subtle. Bitches ain't subtle.
Truth.
Casting that fishing line out there. Isn't that funny when you look back at like those experiences?
Absolutely.
When you're
I wish I could go back in time and just take advantage of more situations that I was so coy about, or just
where you're like, oh my god, he just brushed against my leg. What does that mean?
Yes.
It was his dick that brushed against your leg.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Oddly enough, I'm very busy before this podcast. I don't have a lot of time off. I happened to just randomly ask random coworkers today, and every single male that I work with has jacked off in public.
Oh my god! Well, I feel like a lot of people would consider a public bathroom in public, and I know a lot of guys who would definitely say they've
one of them
at work or 7-Eleven.
One of them, who will still remain nameless, I think he actually subscribes to us. I asked him, and he was like, "What does my car count in public?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, then yeah." He's like, "What about a plane?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, then yeah." He's like, "What about like a public bathroom?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "What about my high school?" I'm like, "Okay, so I get it. Yes. You jack off everywhere, apparently. You probably just did 10 minutes ago when I couldn't find you to run your fucking drinks." And funny story, I actually caught a coworker jacking off in the bathroom just maybe 7 months ago or so. God. And I had video proof.
Wow.
Because I didn't know what was going on, so I go and...
So you took a video?
Well, okay, this is what happened.
I didn't know.
So we had this guy, he only worked with us for like maybe 2 months. And I went we have a small stall and a large stall. Mm-hmm. I went into the large stall to change because I came in like gym clothes or something. I think I worked out before work. And I happened to see a shadow in the next stall, and it looked very familiar. Mm-hmm. I'm a very benefit of the doubt person. So I'm like, oh, maybe they're scratching their arm. Like, I don't know. I'm not, I'm like, whatever. So
good for him.
It keeps going. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I think this person's jacking off. So they are in the seated position at first, and they stand up and they face the toilet. And I'm like, who is this? And I'm thinking, this is my thinking. I work at the Sunset Strip. This is some crazy person. Mm-hmm. I want him out of here.
Right. Oh, yeah. Probably some rando who walks in being...
So to make sure, I take my phone.
Oh, my God.
Underneath the stall to see... No, actually, over at first to see who it was. And I was like, holy shit, that's... I won't say my work's name. That's that new guy. And I was like, no way that this is happening. It absolutely was happening.
Whoa.
And then, of course, because I'm perverted, I recorded the rest of it. But until my phone stopped.
Blackmail.
Very, very nice penis. And then found out that he does porn afterwards.
Oh.
So he's no stranger to having his penis being
straight or doing porn.
Straight. However, we did have a conversation, and he's on the cusp of whatever. I don't fucking know.
Pay.
I don't. No, not porn wise, just personal wise. He's sexually explorative, apparently. I don't know. Great penis.
Well,
I will say that. But yes, so everyone has apparently jacked off in public.
Well, not 25% of people who have responded.
They're lying. 25% of people are lying.
Maybe those were the ladies. I wonder if ladies...
True. You know what? Actually, I did ask a few of my female coworkers.
Ladies are voyeuristic. Ladies are just as inclined to...
Also, from the few women...
But I feel like ladies usually feel a little more involved. There's usually like toys.
Exactly. I asked my coworker, who's hilarious, and she's open as a book.
Yeah.
The same question, and she was like, no. She's like, but I mean, we're girls. We usually rely on toys, and she's like, and I don't like my fingers up in there, and and I've heard that a few times from girls, because they have nails and things of that nature. So yeah, I think that it would be definitely a lot.
So that means 25% of our audience is female.
Yay!
75%
Go
is
demographic.
either gay or straight guys who are finding all this shit that we say as gay guys really hilarious.
Yes.
Which I actually joined a group on Facebook this week.
I thought you were saying Groupon. I'm like, huh?
Oh, no. If I could do yet another fucking shout out before we sign off, is the Podcast Discovery Center, where we joined on there, and they're like giving us some great tips and ideas and whatever. And
so thank you.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Thank you for your support.
But yeah. All right. Well, I feel like we've once again really hit every angle of our sex question.
Yes.
The week, guys.
We've hit all the spots of the G spots.
Gay, straight, this, that, the other. If you would like to comment on the episode,
or send us videos of you masturbating
or,
in public.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm totally just kidding.
Send them to
kind of
at RichieRich909 on Twitter. I'm at Westifer. Please tag me as well. And I mean, why not?
Who doesn't like a good visual? I mean,
Yeah.
let's just be honest here.
And you could also comment on Facebook. You could, of course, subscribe on iTunes. You're probably listening on iTunes on your iPod app. So just go ahead, click that subscribe button. It's the 3 dots at the bottom right. Just click that and click subscribe. We would love it.
And then rate us 5 stars, and then we'll read your review.
Oh, yes. Give us a review. Yeah, jump through those hoops.
Yes.
And give us a
tell us about your
review.
masturbation experiences.
And we will read them on the air.
Yes. No matter how silly or how perverted.
Yes. We don't have to say your name if you don't want us
Because
to.
we don't care.
No, I don't care.
I don't give a shit. Oh, quick shout to Erica Jane, who actually liked and retweeted one of my tweets this week. We just talked about her last week.
Yeah, we gave
and
her...
we love your video and song.
Yes, how many fucks. We gave her some love last week.
We did.
So thank you, Erica Jane. And with that, it leads us to the conclusion of yet another episode of the Richie Rich and
Westifer Show. Cheers. See you guys next week.
Bye.